Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, guys. You've got Bert, the Herd, and Lanny, your boys here, your favorite dividend investing channel here on YouTube, on all of social media, guys. On the way, on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Our road to WrestleMania is here.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you were going to say. So help us get to WrestleMania by getting to 20,000 subscribers. Make sure, yeah, just make sure you do that. Follow us here, follow us X, follow us Threads, follow wherever you want to. We don't care, but most importantly, it doesn't matter if you subscribe or not. Of course, we want you to. Most importantly, you're joining us today as we talk through some dogs in the portfolio and talk through what's going on with Lanny's mind with these two. What are we doing? That's what's important. How are we going to arrive at a strong investing decision? That's what we've all come to hear, Lanny.
Yep, as Bert just teased there's just two piece of crap stocks in our portfolios. Bird has them. I have them. I've been looking to somehow get out of them at the right time, the right price, the right value. Um,
As they
especially
say,
because, yeah, what's
as they,
that?
beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Lanny. That's
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
say.
Bert and I were talking. I actually have exited eight stocks so far this year in my, yep, exactly, eight stocks so far here in the pretty much almost just the first half of 2024. Because this was supposed to be the year of consolidation, and it is happening. I mean, I went from 71 positions to 63 positions.
All
Great,
right.
right?
Hey, that's
Yeah,
progress.
progress.
That's
Yeah.
chipping away. Seriously, that's great. That's great
Yeah.
work knocking them out.
The biggest move though was selling the West Rock stock last week, and I've sold some other positions, but overall, West Rock had a little bit of a gain over $1,000 gain there. So we're kind of like year to date, that's where I'm sitting at, is at a net realized gain of about a little over $1,000 this year from all of those sales being dumped. Um, but these two stocks that are just really dragging this portfolio down, is the way I'll say it. These two dogs of stocks are just they're just bit stains on the portfolio right now.
Yeah. So it's an interesting strategy of what do you do with them when you sell. Luckily, there is a benefit to selling a loser when you have gains to offset because you pick up some tax benefits from this to offset the capital gains. Because remember, capital gains can be offset by capital losses if you match them up accordingly based on the timing. So, sure, you may be down 10% in a stock and you decide to sell, and that sucks that you realize that gain. But if you can extract some tax benefits later on in the year, you get a nice little benefit there to help at least make it not suck as much.
Yeah. And unfortunately, these two stocks, I'm down over $5,500 overall, guys. It's not good.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, yeah, nothing more to say. I'll just keep my mouth shut.
the first one will obviously they go in tandem, guys. It's Paramount, PARA, and Warner Brothers Discovery Media, WBD. Um, Paramount is back making some noise, Bert. I mean,
We've joked around about this
yeah,
all
before we
year.
get into the noise too, it's like, yeah, I've got still $2,200 of value on the books at about a $3,800 unrealized loss. Again, it only produces $38 in dividends because they cut their dividend. If you guys remember that, with a yield of 1.75% right now, about 8 billion in market cap. This company, but yeah, Bert and I will dive in a little bit because it's like, okay, they're back to making some noise here, right?
Yeah, they're back with another acquisition rumor. That's been the rumor mill for about a year and a half now. It's really picked up steam in 2024. They've signed non-disclosure agreements, they've signed exclusivity periods that have gone and failed. They've entered into terms that have not passed. So we've seen the song and dance with Paramount multiple times this year where their price jumps up. Once you hear a rumor, something signed, 2 weeks later, it comes down. It's happened multiple times. It happened a month ago. So this week it happened again, except we're on the upswing for this one because apparently Paramount's back with another deal with Skydance, who has come back to the table and restructured their offer.
Yeah, yeah, a nice new restructuring, right? With
Yeah.
really they're trying to get after the national amusements.
And what's
Yeah,
made this hard is because of the National Amusements ownership and Sherry Redstone's ownership structure, where Class A controls all the power, and then within Class A, Sherry controls most of the Class A. So you kind of just have to wine and dine her. Us peons, us low lifes in the Class B shares don't really get much say in this. We're just kind of along the ride.
Yeah, so again, they're looking to buy National Amusements and merge Paramount Global with Skydance is the last rumor right now that again things are signed, they're in review again, back with the same Paramount team. Sherry is supposed to get 1.75 billion in this deal, and then the same old terms will apply where Skydance would acquire half of Paramount's controlling shares at $15 a share, and then contribute a $1.5 billion towards Paramount's balance sheet.
Well, I guess you wouldn't. I'm smiling here because it just kind of hit me that you wouldn't really think they need to do due diligence again. This is probably their third time this year they've done due diligence, so they should know the financials well. They should know where all the skeletons are buried for Paramount. So in theory, this should be a pretty binary decision for Sherry over the next week or so. Is it a yes? Is it a no? And not just Sherry, the special review board that Paramount has. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. If if there is some board approval, you might have a 45-day window to shop around to get some better offers as well prior to this deal closing. So is this the time that Paramount, again, trading at what, just over, are we over $11 a share? Let's check. Yeah, 11.46 because they popped up 7% on the news here on the July 3rd short day. And, is this the time that it gets closer to that $15 per share, which, again, we're talking, gosh, 31% premium to where they're at right now. What do you think, Bert?
I don't know. Honestly, maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. Like I don't want to get my hopes up that there's going to be a potential exit here for Paramount because every time I do, it just gets dashed. So I'm just going to hold tight, wait, and see what comes out this week because I also kind of believe that there's going to be some other drama that comes out with this next week because that always seems to happen. But they greased the hands of Sherry, and Sherry's the one that has to make the decision. So if you're going to do it, got to sweeten her end of the pot. So they did that. They achieved that. So this one has a better chance of succeeding than the last ones.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Yeah. Do you guys still hold Paramount stock out there? Did you guys sell a long time ago? Did you sell during the meme craze where, the stock
Lucky.
rode all the way up to $100 a share? Let us know. But I'm sitting on it. Bert's still sitting on it. So let us know in those comments. Seriously. But we said there's two stocks. Again, Warner Brothers Discovery is the other one. This is another piece of junk that's in the portfolio from the lovely AT&T, spin off, split off, whatever the hell they ended up doing. Obviously, this was a few years ago. This was definitely one of those learning lessons that I now am using going forward, which is just, hey, if we didn't research and buy the stock and it comes now in your portfolio in the form of a spinoff, really consider dumping it after you've done a little bit of research. And that is what didn't happen here. Um, it's great. You get these new shares of Warner Brothers Discovery and this stock. Again, I own $491 in value, $1,700 unrealized loss, no dividend.
Yeah, it's been rough. Bloated balance sheet, um, rising interest rate costs, and struggling streaming, just for lack of a better word. You see it with Paramount Plus, you see it with Disney, Netflix. That's the streaming wars are hard right now and they're hot. Everybody's raising prices. People are getting sick and tired of all these streaming services. They're getting sick and tired of paying subscriptions for every new service. You can only have so many of them. So I think Max, the streaming service for Warner Brothers Discovery, is definitely suffering a little bit here because it doesn't really stand out that much differently. It's just another monthly expense you have to pay to watch old content.
Yeah, and I just outside of, creating some, movies and, whatnot, um, like what's the direction this company is going? And guess what? We said Paramount was about 8 billion. The stock's 17.7 billion. So they have so much more market cap than Paramount. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and the interesting rumors going on about Warner Brother. are that they're going to merge streaming services with Paramount potentially just to combine the two of them so that you're only buying one streaming service and you're combining these massive content libraries. So it's like you're taking the step back to what it used to be with one giant cable subscription where one service would buy all the content from these places and the content would get all the revenue, the Paramounts, the Warner Brothers, to put it all in one centralized location. So it's funny how everyone tried it on their own. They're like, yeah, it's actually probably better if we all do it and share some of the costs.
Yeah, I mean, from server costs, download,
Yeah.
upload speed. I mean, streaming, is just wild when you actually boil it down and think about it. The infrastructure that is needed probably for the streaming service
Yeah,
is
and what also I think is killing some of these are Warner Brother and Paramount bank on so much of that legacy stuff, right? They bank on their legacy portfolios and that IP. To your point with how expensive these server costs are, these people are quietly flushing out a lot of the old content that's watched by random pockets of people, but not in their top priorities. But that's why people also go to these services to see the small stuff that they like. So you're cutting out some of that stuff in an effort to save your costs. So like what are you doing here? And you're jacking up prices along the way. So
so Warner Brothers, they've had an also tough road this year. The last, gosh, down
yeah,
38% this year alone. That's all I gotta say.
gross. All right. So that's you have two losers. Market value of each. Paramount's at nearly 2,200. Warner Bros. Almost 500. Market value is 2,676. Unrealized loss. Not great. Paramount, you're down 3,800. Warner Bros. You're down 1,700, 5,500 combined. What are you thinking here, Lanny?
Obviously Warner Brothers to me is probably the closest one to go just because I don't know what their immediate future plans are. Paramount gives me a little bit of like, okay, Skydance, right? Like, okay, like something's gonna happen. They're gonna get bought or taken private, or something's gonna happen where all of a sudden their value is not $10, $11 a share. It's 15 to $20 range. And because it's been in the agreements, right? So like there is a value figure to it, and it's a much larger position for me. So I feel like Warner Brothers Discovery would be like the next one that's I'm trying to find the right time to exit. I mean, they're in the $7 range, and it's like it can't get below that, right? It's like, what's the value of these
Oh, it
assets?
can. It can. There's a goose egg where it can go, Lanny, that can't go below. So
But
interesting.
what is the intangible asset of the IP for all the content Warner Brothers Discovery owns? That's what that value should be derived off of.
That's fair. I'll give you that one. So everyone, let us know what you think Lanny should do here. Again, Lanny, you said you had about $1,000 of gains that you're looking to offset here. So
Warner Brothers makes a little bit more sense, right?
yeah, with a loss of 1,700, yeah, that covers it. So Warner Brothers definitely covers it. If you were Lanny, what would you do? Would you sell Warner Brothers, cover the losses? Would you sell both of them? Would you hang on to Paramount to see what the heck happens? Let us know in that comment section below.
Guys, again, love the feedback. Would love to hear the perspective. Don't own 100 shares of Warner Brothers Discovery, so just an FYI there. Yeah, let us know. Bert's in the same boat. Similarly, probably, you know, very similar. Yeah, there we go. There's that
Mm.
thumbs up.
Yeah,
Um, subscribe to this channel, like the video, guys. Make sure your portfolio is in alignment with your strategy, with your goals, because that's what it's all about.
that's right. And remember, you're either with us or you're against us, Jack.
Bert and Lanning from the DD over and out.